Welcome to the show with no interference. Get all your NFL needs made by fans for the fans. We are your hosts, West Side, Big Sass, and the Bull. So here we go.
All right, welcome to the show. This is No Interference. We are your hosts, West Side, Big Sass, and the Bull. This is episode 21, and we're getting back on track with our schedule breakdowns, moving on to the NFC, and starting with the NFC North. But before we get to that, a little news to break down, and then we're going to discuss a little hot topic that RJ brought to our attention. But first, DK Metcalf continues the trend of wide receiver mega deals. He signs a 3-year extension worth $72 million with nearly $60 million guaranteed and reportedly a $30 million signing bonus. Nice little chunk of change.
Yeah, they reported that was it most all-time by a receiver?
Yeah, largest signing bonus by a wide receiver.
Me and RJ were talking a little bit before the show started. Do you think that I thought it was interesting that like these receivers going into the fourth year of their contract that weren't even first-round picks, so they're not making that much money, that they're just signing 3-year extensions. Do you think it's because there's more guaranteed money now, so now they're not tied down to the team as long, so maybe if they want a little bit of flexibility, they have it? Rather than signing waiting till the fourth year to be done and signing like that max extension.
Well, I think it's a little bit of kind of give and take on both points, where the team doesn't want you to hit free agency, and then also as the young wide receivers, because what was it used to saying be was that receivers popped off once they hit year 3, like for the most part, like unless you were like one of those, like even Calvin Johnson took a couple of years. That's not the case anymore with these wide open offenses and colleges throwing so much. So you had these young talented receivers putting up numbers right away, and they want to get paid, and then they want to hit the market again while they're still young and get that set. They want to be able to basically get 2 big deals, which historically was reserved for like the all-time greats, but now, as long as you're just really good, you can get that 2 big paydays.
Yeah, I mean, wide receivers don't have the durability issues for the most part, depending on the receiver type, that running backs have. So, I mean, they could play at an elite level into their 30s. And then I forgot the other point I was going to make on that end, but I mean, you have to assume that the teams, you said there's a little bit of give on both ends, because I mean, I would have to assume the teams would want to get them locked down for as long as they can. What is I can't remember, what is the, like, before their can they sign them to a longer extension than 3 years? It's 4 years, right? Is there a max for like before you're done your rookie contract?
No, if the team wants to, it's not like the NBA where there's these requirements on extensions and whatnot.
I know,
if you pop off after year 1 and the team is like, okay, we're going to extend you now, they can. I mean, it would be risky, but you could.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember what the rules were for the time limit, because I know Patrick Mahomes got like that, whatever it was, how many years, I can't remember.
10-year extension?
Yeah, but I couldn't remember if there was a limit for before.
Yeah. Anyways, I was curious about 2 years too, because especially with Terry, I didn't know why he didn't just sign like a 4 or 5 year extension compared to but it could be, like you said, the flexibility of not being stuck.
Especially, I mean, he did it. The Eagles with AJ Brown. Yeah, the Eagles with AJ Brown did it, and now Metcalf did it. So I guess that's just the way they want to do it.
Well, also look at the way the Seahawks are trending. Like, if you're DK, you can be like, okay, I'm getting paid. I'm going to stay with you guys for a little bit, but if this ship isn't turned around, I don't want to be tethered to you that long.
It kind of shows that Seattle's under a different mindset than I thought they were, which was sell the house.
Also, if you're DK Metcalf, whoops. Sorry. Let me pull this up really quick. So, like, if you're DK, like, what were the other? I don't have it pulled up. What were the signing bonuses for? I said AJ Green just a minute ago. I think too, AJ Brown and Terry McLaurin. Anybody know off the top of their head?
I do not.
Was it close to $30 million?
Terry's he's got a lot of guaranteed money.
What about signing bonus? Though?
Brown's
guaranteed signing bonus, I guess, is pretty much the same thing. It just depends on when you get it.
It's a little different.
Well,
the thing is, all these contracts are worded.
Yeah, I thought this would be a little bit more interesting than I thought, but DK Metcalf said he bluffed.
Yeah, I saw that he said that, but I was like, well, what did you bluff? Like, I didn't read it.
All he said was, I wasn't leaving, just to let you all know I wanted to be here. I wanted to play here. And of course you're going to say that after they gave you $30 million signing bonus.
Yeah.
I thought maybe there'd be a little bit. We knew he was...
AJ Brown got a $23 million signing bonus.
Well, so what my thought was with these signing bonuses, like, you obviously want as much guaranteed money as you can get. You obviously want as much guaranteed money as you can get, especially in the NFL, because you never know when you're going to blow out your knee or whatever. But I feel like that gives them, like, if DK Metcalf, he has $30 million in the bank now. It's a signing bonus, I'm assuming. So, like, if the Seahawks go like 1-17 this year or 1-16, he could be like, trade me, demanding a trade. He has $30 million in the bank. Who cares?
Well, I don't think it works exactly like that, because it could be a $30 million signing bonus, but like, I'm sure there's like those fine details and like the like clauses and whatnot.
Well, I want to know. Guaranteed means guaranteed to my eyes.
Well, also, if you're the Seahawks and you already gave him almost half his contract in signing bonus, like, you already gave it to him. If he said trade me, I'd be like, nah, you already paid you. So if you want to sit on the bench for 2-3 years, go ahead, but we're not trading you.
Actually, Metcalf did get more money than McLaurin, not just at signing, but overall by $1 billion.
Well, we've expected that, because it's always the next receiver.
Yeah, he's been way less productive than Terry, so he can lick my balls.
Yeah, I would say DK Metcalf's. Sorry, I was just going to say, I would say DK Metcalf's. I'm a little biased now, but even when he was with the Titans, I would say AJ Brown's better than DK Metcalf, and I would probably give Terry the nudge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's the way she goes.
DK Metcalf's just
freak.
It's hard, because like, he had the game where he wrecked Jalen Ramsey, but then he also will turn around and have like, there's games where he like can't catch a ball to save his life, like he just,
if it wasn't for him being a freak athlete, he definitely would. I mean, I hate to say this. I mean, I'm just a fat guy sitting on a chair talking about it, but he wouldn't be able to do what he's doing.
Yeah, and then there's
have Chris Brown running. He doesn't have a route tree really, and then, like you just said, his hands can be sporadic. Like Terry and AJ Brown are much finer receivers.
And then there's like the Titans game where Christian Fulton was just jamming him really aggressively, and he lost it like 3 times. I think he got like 2 personal fouls in that game.
Yeah, and he has the tantrums
the
other 2 don't have, so that's always
You don't see Terry crying ever.
Yeah,
he was on a Washington.
Never trust a big name wide receiver who dyes his hair.
Yeah, earrings are a little sus too, but we won't get into that.
I was trying to think of anyone who's good that has dyed hair. Anyways, different day, different story.
Nobody.
Take off my hat.
And then,
dyed hair.
And then
I was all pro in 1995.
1995. Still keeping up with wide receivers, RJ brought to our attention that Tyreek Hill has been spouting off some nonsense.
Joke
Apparently,
master 5,000.
Yeah, I mean, you always want your new star wide receiver to support your quarterback, but the things he's just been saying are just straight outlandish nonsense. He literally said,
"Are you talking about like?" Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you say what he was saying. Were you talking about like the time he said that? Is he saying like funny stuff, or is he saying like that one time that Tua is more accurate than Patrick
like
Mahomes?
that. Yeah, he said it's the prettiest ball he's ever seen. Okay.
She like watching ducks fly out of the air. Shot
Duck Hunt, 1983. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, you want to see it as a Miami fan. I'm sure they're loving it, and it's definitely like a part of like not a script, but it just goes in line with what the organization would want. But there's just nothing really to back it up yet. I mean, you could be throwing good balls in practice, but practice.
Well, there's been videos of him not throwing good balls in practice. And yeah, I don't know. Does he say anything else?
Well, it was mainly those two things, and then the most recent one I have to look at. This is an older article.
I was gonna say like more of like from a football standpoint, you could argue that having those two really quick receivers is perfect for somebody who can't throw the ball deep, because then you can just throw it out to them here and there and let them go. But if anybody thinks it's going to be Tyreek Hill doing what he did in Kansas City, it ain't gonna happen.
The newest one, I remember I laughed at it because Pro Football Focus shared it the other day. I guess a reporter asked him on defenses having to face him and Jalen Waddle, and he was like, "They're scared shitless." Okay. I mean, nothing against Jalen Waddle or saying that Tyreek Hill is a beast, but to say they're scared shitless is, I think, is a very, very big over exaggeration.
Yeah. If Tua comes out and has like 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, and like 10 or less interceptions, and Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill both have like over 1,000 yards, the channel will be gone.
Delete.
I saw something. I saw something before I hopped on the pod, and it was like Davis Mills and Tua's stats in their first 13 games are like the exact same.
Based on what I saw last year, I would take Mills over Tua.
Yeah. I think Mills.
I think Mills would be more successful on Miami than Tua is. Tua, he's not fast. Like, I can't remember if he had that much mobility in Alabama or if it was after. It's just because of his the hip injury. He maybe just doesn't have the mobility anymore. But he's not elusive. He doesn't seem like he's good at making like off routine plays. I don't know. I don't want to turn this into a hate, but
no. But to say he's the most accurate quarterback in the NFL is one of the biggest reaches I've ever heard in my entire life. That's the exact quote. The most accurate quarterback in the NFL.
And you're just opening up expectations that's going to make it harder for Tua. And now if he's throwing inaccurately, people are going to just do what we're doing right now. Tua's going to have one bad game, throwing like 45%. He's going to walk into
There's damn no interference, dudes.
No, he's going to walk in and look at Tyreek Hill and be like, "You blew it!"
Super jinx.
All right, well, that's enough of that. Let's get moving to the schedule of predictions.
Tua is sitting here while we're dissing him like RJ the other day. Dodging everything.
Oh, yeah.
He is the one.
Dodging the hate.
Bing, 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 pew, pew, pew.
All right, well, like usual, these morning shows hit differently.
Should have had some coffee, boy.
Red Bull.
I don't drink coffee.
A little caffeine, some Red Bull, some soda.
We're gonna start for first to worst.
Old-fashioned water.
That's my water.
So Starting with the Green Bay Packers. Y'all ready?
Y'all ready for this?
Yep.
Ready?
From first to last, they're going there. Just kidding.
All right. So Green Bay, week 1, they are on the road against Minnesota. What do we think?
I'm giving it to Minnesota.
I was going to give it to Minnesota as well.
Yeah. I still am not a fan of Minnesota's defense, but I think they're going to be more improved, and I like their offense better, especially earlier in the year.
I'm really not sold.
They're just going to have more
on Aaron Rodgers being able to throw to anybody yet.
They're just going to have more. Vikings are going to have more offense continuity. I know they have a new coach, but did Mike Zimmer really do anything on offense?
Once he got his new girlfriend, that was it.
And yeah, like RJ just said, Green Bay Packers. I mean, the only person Aaron Rodgers ever had any continuity with was Devontae Adams, because that's all he threw to. So he gone.
All right. Week 2, Sunday Night Football, home against Chicago.
Yeah. I'm giving it to the Packers just because it's Chicago. I feel like they're
and I feel like Rodgers seems to always have had their number.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see how Justin
especially
makes that step. It'd be cool, but
especially a primetime game.
Yeah, and they technically, in my opinion, have a better wide receiving core than the Packers, and it's pretty bad too. So
yeah, if Justin Fields pulls off any kind of success this season, it's no thanks to the Bears, because they have not helped him at all.
Yeah, Darnell Mooney, Byron Pringle, Cole Kmet.
But yes, I say W as well.
Both have decent running backs.
All right, Montgomery, but he sometimes takes a little bit to get warmed up. Week 3 on the road against Tampa Bay.
And Brady, we trust
with the newly acquired Julio Jones.
L for lose.
L for love.
Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. Just Tampa Bay is just better on defense, better on offense.
They got terrific Tom back. Julio Jones too, greatest offseason signing ever.
Now that he took a little siesta in Tennessee and rested his leg all year. All right, so far no disagreements. Moving on to week 4.
This is already decided.
Home against the New England Patriots.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, this one is. They
Pats losing.
They're winning.
Should be a win.
Yep. All right.
All rounds.
On to week 5. They are in London against the New York Giants.
I'm giving it to the Packers because the Giants are doo-doo.
Yeah, I still think the Giants have a small slimmer of hope to surprise some people this year and not be as bad as you think if Daniel Jones plays well.
Draft.
But I think it's unlikely still, and Packers are, with what they lost, they're still the better team.
Defensively, see how that secondary holds up. They had to cut Bradbury because they couldn't afford to pay him. Now he's an Eagle. Thanks, Giants. Douchebags.
Thank you very much.
I'm not sold on the Giants being a dumpster fire just yet, but I think if the season starts off poorly for them, it could become like a fire sale just because they were in a rebuild and then they were just like, let's just try and buy our way out of it, and they just made tons of terrible signings.
They've been sold on dumpster fire, but I definitely think they'll be the last team in the NFC East.
Well, week 6, New York Jets, and we already have that as a win for the Packers,
which is fair. Zach Wilson's too busy talking to moms.
And then week 7 on the road against the Washington Commanders. This will be a debate.
Yeah.
I'm giving this one to the Commanders.
Well. No bias.
I do think the Commanders are going to have a more 2020 type pass rush, and I think that'll be a little bit of I think the Packers are going to have some issues with a wide receiver this year, getting separation. Aaron Rodgers looking a little frustrated. He's still good enough to win him some games, but games where the pass rush is heavy, he's going to be running around with that Con Air look, getting sacked.
Yeah, I think this will be a win for the Commanders. I am also expecting a bounce back for Washington's defense. Front four should be strong. I think the secondary is underrated. And not that I'm a Wentz supporter, but I've been thinking that I think he brings continuity to their offense, and you should expect to see far less 3 and outs, which were really their Achilles heel last year. So I think this is a game that the Commanders can definitely win.
Yeah, definitely get some redemption from last year's loss. Devontae Adams went off, so he's no longer there. And Chase Young should be back by then.
Now.
He should only hopefully miss a game or two coming into the season with the ACL recovery. Fingers crossed. Everybody's kind of blowing it up right now because Rod didn't have a timeline. But I think it's fair not to put a timeline on that.
Yeah. All right, week 6, continuing their little road trip. They're going to Buffalo, and we already have them taking an L right here. We have Buffalo near. With Buffalo, last time we debated about them, we were like, could they go undefeated?
Very possible.
Did you guys see, real quick, that video of Josh Allen interviewing with Peter King?
No.
Peter King's finishing up the interview, and he turns to the camera saying, I forgot what show he's on, and Josh Allen goes, thanks, Peter, and he goes to shake his hand, and Peter King turns away and just ignores it. Well, he kind of looks like he's gonna look back for the handshake, but he just keeps looking at the camera and talking, and Josh Allen goes, whoa, and he sticks his hand down deeper, and then he's just looking, and you can tell his face is getting red, and Peter King just keeps talking, and it was so awkward.
Do not leave us hanging.
The video just said the second-hand embarrassment I got from this is outrageous. Look it up after the podcast. It was funny. Yeah.
Those handshakes. They'll get you.
Josh Allen handled it well, but he was a little embarrassed too because he was like, I got to commit to trying to get the handshake. Commit or decommit. But anyways, yeah, Bills undefeated possibly. Congratulations, people.
All right, week 9, the last game of their road trip at Detroit.
Give it to the Packers.
I'm marking this as a possible tough division loss for the Packers at Detroit. The Detroit proved at the end of last year they can be rascals. So
I have faith in Detroit, but I'm going to have to give this one to the Packers.
Me as well.
Just because if you look at their schedule, this is a game that they can't afford to drop. And I do like Detroit, and I like Dan Campbell, but I'm giving this to the Packers.
Agreed. We'll see.
Moving on to
Goff.
Yeah,
we'll see. Definitely turned it up
together
last year a little bit, but
week 10, home against Dallas. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Maybe if it was in Dallas, I'd be a little less.
W all day for the Packers.
Either way, Packers win. Sorry, Cowboys fans. Bye.
We giving them the win?
Yes.
All right. W. And then we already discussed they're going to lose to Tennessee.
Indeed.
And then week 12 on the road in Philly.
A.J. Dillon's going to be on a high horse until he goes to Tennessee and watches the real king run that ball. Talk about A.J. Dillon.
I thought you were about to say he's about to... I thought you were about to say he's going to be on his high horse and destroy the Eagles or something.
I saw somebody posted pictures like A.J. Dillon doesn't skip leg day, and he was catching a ball. It's like, well, it's a King Henry.
He doesn't. He doesn't skip leg day.
Well, that's a fact. But
that's a fact.
Derrick Henry is Zeus to A.J. Dillon's Hercules before he became Hercules.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, fair.
All right. Well, what do we think of this Philadelphia Packers matchup?
It's going to be a loss for the Packers.
Trevor, as the resident?
I'm going to say because it's
Yeah.
in the link, and I think the Eagles are going to. I think they're going to be good this year. Aaron Rodgers has given us fits in the past, but we have a solid team to beat. I think the roster up and down is better than the Packers.
Your secondary alone can handle everybody that the Packers throw at you. Yeah, it's Slay, Bradbury, Maddox. What's Aaron Rodgers going to do when everybody's locked down?
Bradbury.
I said all three.
Oh, you said Bradbury. Yeah, we pretty much have two starting. Well, not talk about the Eagles too much, but we have like two starting defensive lines right now.
Okay, exactly.
Well.
Comes Jordan Davis. Jesus.
All right, week 13 on the road against the Bears.
Clean W here. Just I don't have a lot of faith in the Bears, as we said earlier.
I just think it goes back to I feel like the Packers they don't get upset a ton in the regular season, and this is a game that they can't afford to lose if they want to stay on top of the division. So take the W, ride into your bye week, and then you come out of the bye and you're gonna get slapped by the LA Rams, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, maybe they won't get slapped, but most likely, if the Rams, I think, might have a even better.
All right, guys, week 16. This is the game we've all been waiting for. Christmas Day, going on the road against Tua,
most accurate quarterback in the league.
What do we think?
I think
gut feeling is.
I was just saying, I think by this point,
we already
decided
this one anyway.
But we'll have a real good idea of how Miami.
We gave the win to the Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
I forgot. I'll be honest though, with Miami's defense, this is a game that this would have to be a Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon game. But I feel like low score games play into the Dolphins' favor where you do only need one big game changing play to get the W. So
fair.
Yeah. And I'll say this, at this point late in the season, if Christian Watson isn't popping off for the Packers, that's going to be a real struggle for them because everyone's talking about how he's this freak receiver. I don't have as much faith in him. He didn't dominate at little South Dakota. Was he North or South Dakota?
North.
North. Who do the Packers have though? That's like going to give him. Yeah. Who's going to give he rookies probably sometimes get the treatment to where they're not the focal point of an offense, so they get the ability to have time to get into the games and maybe get one-on-one and stuff. I mean, nobody's there to be double teamed. They got Randall Cobb, Lazard, Sammy Watkins.
Aaron Rodgers said Lazard was going Hall of Famer to Hall of Famer because of what Devontae Adams said about Derek Carr. He trolled him.
Yeah. And then Tunyon's coming off an injury, so he might not even be himself this year.
Yep.
All right, let's finish up this Packers schedule. So week 17, home against Minnesota. I don't think they're going to get swept.
Yeah. If it says it.
And it's at home, January 1st.
Vikings are used to a dome. Spoiled.
Thunder.
All right.
Yeah, nice dome up there, too.
So, week 18, this game kind of matters. Because
my reasoning for the Vikings game is my same reason.
Well, we have them 8-8, and I think this is a game that they could lose. I think Detroit probably isn't going to have a great year. They're going to come into this game with players that this would be like a big game for Detroit. If they beat the Packers, that could knock the Packers out of the playoffs. I think Detroit could win this game.
Yeah, and then we all saw Detroit as a team that does not quit. even it's the last game of the season, no matter what, they're going to try their hardest
But-
out there and try to get that dub.
So,
Fair assessments.
Trevor, you think the Packers win?
Yeah, I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think the Lions can be a frisky team. I still think Aaron Rodgers should be able to beat them once because I have them losing earlier
That's
in the
true.
year.
All right, so RJ, whose side did you join?
Oh, I had losing.
The Packers losing?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, Ted,
Pod
you
has
said
spoken.
losing, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So we have the Packers going 8-9. Does that show the value of Devontae Adams?
Yeah,
It's
literally the same
possible.
thing.
I mean, unless they come out and AJ Dillon and
Aaron Jones.
Aaron
what's his name?
Jones.
Aaron Jones have like really, really good years, and like they changed their and Aaron Rodgers is cool with like 30, 40 runs a game, and they're
So-
really good at running, and their defense steps up better than
That's
it
what I was
looks
going
like
to
it is.
say.
They could
If-
win more games.
If Rodgers buys into it, I think this could be a 2,000-yard backfield easily. And then I was also thinking on the flip side, there has been talk about how ever since Devontae Adams has became what he is, Aaron Rodgers really gets that tunnel vision on him. So now that he's gone, assuming that the receivers that they have are just got attacked by a fly. Assuming the receivers that they have are adequate, maybe Rodgers spreads the ball around a little more, and it makes their game plan less predictable. But that's a lot of what ifs.
If Aaron Rodgers has another one of those freaky years where he's like 45 plus touchdowns and like 5 interceptions, they'll probably still win in a lot of games. If that happens with this score, it'll be like one of the greatest
Yeah.
seasons of all time, and I don't see that happening.
Respect.
But if it does,
And you don't come into training camp looking like Nicolas Cage from Con Air and
First
not
thing I
be
saw was
selfish during the
Wranglers.
season.
I wish when he walked up like that, like a reporter got in his face and was like, "What are you doing?" And he just dropped the reporter and didn't even say anything. He just kept walking.
This is a little judgmental, but I didn't realize he was so
He
beefy.
must have packed
He's
on.
definitely not.
Like he looks like a fairly like slim, like lanky-ish dude to me in like the football gear. But he came out there and he was like he's pretty. He looks like he looks like he can pack a punch probably in a bar. You know, grab a bottle, break it over someone's
He's a
head,
little
punch
dense.
a couple other people.
He's a little dense.
A little extra Cheetos too at
Yeah.
night.
Well, we all know he's not. He's never been that type of cut guy. And then once you put the pads on, it kind of balances out everything.
Yeah, I feel bad for his wide receiver core this year. He's going to be giving them a lot of that as they walk off the sideline. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to run the wrong route. I threw you a perfect ball. Why did you drop it?
Aaron Rodgers starts throwing to himself. What's Rodgers doing? He's running around after he threw it.
I was thinking of the Dane Cook joke.
Why'd you
Why
let me
stop
stop at a red
80?
light?
Just Aaron Rodgers thinking saying.
Is that your
kind of
name,
stuff to his receivers.
MFC?
Anyways,
All right. Well,
classic.
so we may have spelled the doom of the Packers, but let's go on to the other team, the Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota.
Kirk Cousins and the Funky Bunch.
Well, you already have this as
Yeah,
a
week
dub, right?
one,
First week.
getting that win against the Packers. It's going to be a great week one for Minnesota faithful. Then we got them going to Philadelphia, week 2, making the trip over there.
They've given us issues in the past, some random games. I'll never forgive that Josh Webb game
Josh Webb.
where
Blast from the past.
Remember that game where the game got delayed from a blizzard and the Eagles were vying for home field advantage with Mike Vick, and the game got delayed because of the blizzard, and Josh Webb beat us the last game of the year, and then we went on the road
but in the
against Green Bay
Vikings,
and lost. So the
but
Vikings
in the
scarred
Vikings
me
defense, the two times that they were had Super Bowl aspirations, the Eagles demolished them. 2008
Yes,
and then
this is also
2017.
yes, this is true with Case
plus
Keenum
it's at
and the
the
Funky
link.
Bunch.
And then-
I'm good.
And also
But-
Tavares Jackson when he
Tavares
ended his
Jackson's
career.
gone.
Chris Clemens.
When Chris Clemens
Oh,
ended
yeah.
his life.
Pick six, yeah. And then he
Sante
tried to
Samuel,
get the
pick
tackle,
six.
picked him up in the air. Saw
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think if you're a quarterback coach,
Nah.
I think if you're a quarterback coach, you show that clip and like just get out of the way.
Yeah. Take out the legs.
Honestly. But yeah, the Vikings seem to always get us every couple of years, annoyingly, but it's at the link, second game of the season. I will be very upset if we
I
lose
like
that game.
I still don't like
Sorry,
I still don't
the
like the
Vikings lost.
Vikings defense. So I'm giving the W to the Eagles.
We should be able to take them the old pound with a running game.
We'll talk about the Eagles
All right.
next week.
Anyways,
Week 3, home against Detroit.
I'm giving it to the Vikings.
yeah, they should have enough offensive firepower
Yeah,
to handle.
agreed.
the
I
Lions.
know we just had we literally just picked the Lions to sweep the Packers, but in all fairness, Kirk Cousins is a little overhated, and the Vikings offense is pretty good.
No, we had the Vikings sweeping the Packers.
No, I messed up. The Detroit Lions sweeping the Packers.
No, we had the Packers. We had the Lions getting one win.
Kirk Cousins.
No, we picked the Lions to sweep the Packers.
I meant the Packers getting one win, didn't we?
No, not on the show pod, the show vote.
No. Yeah, I had it split, but then you guys picked
You
Lions.
might have had it different on yours, RJ.
Well,
You may have had them win the
Packers, yes.
first game against the Lions,
so that's
but
what
we
I'm
both
just-
had them losing the first game, and then
Yeah,
Taylor had
yes.
them sweeping them.
adjusted.
All right. What
Adjusted
the-
made.
Then week 4, we have them playing in London against New Orleans. Are you from London?
I'm from
I
London.
think Stephon Diggs did the.
All right, I'm gonna
did
be
something to
honest.
the Saints a couple years ago, even though he's not there anymore. Saints ain't over it yet. Even though Marcus Williams is gone, but still.
So a win for the Saints. So in an earlier division picks episode, I had the Saints beaten on a couple of teams in that division, but y'all severely diminished my belief in them. So I'm gonna have to rethink my thoughts on
Me
their
too.
season, but I'm gonna give this to the
Same.
Vikings.
I think the Vikings. I think the Saints defense overperformed last year, if I'm being honest, and they're just getting older, and they lost some players the last 2 years in free agency that have been big role players. And then on offense, Michael Thomas, I don't even know what the story with him is, and Kamara didn't look the same last year when they were using him more so as a just a typical running back. I want to see how this Taysom Hill tight end weapon experiment works. I like it, but you got to actually do it now. So I think the Vikings win this game.
All aboard!
Agreed.
All right, week 5, home against Chicago.
It's a Vikings win.
Bears are going to be having a
Literally,
top 3 pick
when we
in
went to
draft.
this,
They ain't gonna win a lot.
when I went to that on the schedule, I was like, oh, maybe the Bears could get an upset. They get some game-breaking plays, and then my mind immediately went, oh, Khalil Mack, and I was like, nope, they traded him.
Yep, he gone.
And then didn't they say something that Raquan Smith might be holding out, or am I making that up?
I haven't seen anything first that I know of.
I can't remember. I read something about him. All right, week 6. They are on the road against the show favorite Miami Dolphins.
I'm actually giving this.
I was
loss.
about to say it's early in the. Oh yeah, we did decide this one. It is a loss.
Dolphins lose.
No,
Dolphins lose. Vikings win.
yeah, Vikings win. Yeah. Okay. I lost where I am on the schedule. Yeah. No. Yes, you're right. My schedule's all jacked up. I just don't like that we're giving the Vikings 6 straight wins.
Yeah.
No, 6.
All right. Not on mine. I changed my
It'd
mind.
be 5-1.
Yeah.
With their loss to the Eagles.
We voted that they. Oh. Whoops!
We all voted
to
the
fix
Eagles
that.
win.
I marked it as a W.
See,
Good catch.
no more.
All right, I feel better.
Dare you?
I feel better about the 5-1 now. All right, so they go into their bye 5-1. You know, Vikings fans are gonna be going crazy. All the big media shows are gonna be talking about, is this Kirk Cousins' year? Because they're setting him up to destroy him when he throws one bad pick. So coming out of the bye.
Arizona,
week 8.
I'm giving. So I have them losing going into the bye, so I'm going to have them winning coming out of the bye. I think the Cardinals are going to have a similar possible year as last year, having not the same like fire at the beginning, ice at the end, just up and down. It's at home. I know they're both dome teams, but
this is a tough one.
The Vikings have the offensive firepower to go up against anybody. I think
Andrew Hopkins will be back by then.
And
so.
Yeah,
it's
a six games.
Yeah, so I mean, he's coming back. He's getting a little bit used to things. We'll see.
I would give this game to Arizona. I like their defense a little better.
Yeah, Arizona has mine as well.
But it's close. It's not.
Yeah, I think it's a good game.
So RJ, what did you pick?
Arizona win.
All right, so we have an L. Sorry, Trevor. So that takes us to week 9 on the road at Washington.
I think Kirk Cousins is going to Sacktown.
I think Kirk Cousins gets his vengeance.
Another time. I think he does get his vengeance. All right. We got a lot of Washington support. So double L's. And then week 10 against Buffalo, we already know that's a L.
Yeah. Wait, so who the Vikings even have secondary wise nowadays?
I'll have to pull it up to be honest with you.
Oh, Patrick Peterson last year, quick, old and dried up like a piece of celery left out in the sun all day.
Decrepit.
Whatever you're about to say is probably the rudest thing anyone's ever said about him.
Yeah, Buffalo. Mm-hmm.
Hang on, give me a second.
I'm just curious. I know that Harrison Smith is still there, but he's
they got Andrew Booth.
They got Patrick Peterson still, Chandon Sullivan, Andrew Booth, who had a rough year last year.
They got Cam Dantzler.
If I remember correctly. Wait, is
Dantzler's younger?
Oops, he's a rookie. He didn't play last year.
Dantzler's
but
he's all right.
Dantzler.
They got the.
Yeah, it's
What was that one corner they had that was good for like 2 years and then fell off? Rhodes.
Yeah, Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah, Harrison Smith. Yeah, but he's like
still have Harrison Smith.
Yeah, but he's.
And they drafted the first round safety that we all liked. Lewis.
Yeah, but he's kind of like a clone of the Hitman.
Harrison. Yeah.
Take what you gonna get.
So, in typical Vikings fashion, they go into their bye 5-1, and they come out and they lose 3 straight.
Yeah, because they ain't winning against Buffalo.
So week 11, home against the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm going to give this to the Vikings. I promise the Cowboys aren't going to go 0-17 in my picks, but I do think they're not going to be as good as they were last year, and their defense isn't going to be as good, and their offense isn't going to be as good, and that's my amazing.
All right, well, week 12, Thanksgiving, home against the New England Patriots.
Which we already gave them the Patriots a win.
So that brings the...
I'm changing my pick.
All right.
No, we gave Minnesota the win.
I have 2 W's over here, which means the one I decided and the one we all decided. That's not wrong.
I got an L on the New England schedule for this game.
Well, what are y'all's picks?
I think the Patriots have lost so much.
I'm picking. I don't know what my pick was originally, but I'm picking the Vikings.
The Papers.
So switch it on your papers.
All right, week 13, home against the New York Jets.
Most likely, I did flip flop because I flip flop a lot during these.
We have
choices.
the Jets. We have the Vikings beating the Jets at home.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have them going on the road, week 14, on the road against Detroit. So take it out.
Have them split.
Knock them off their high horse. I like it. Then we have them week 15, home against Indianapolis. And we have... I'm trying to find it.
Do we have this as
we have this as a loss for Minnesota.
Yep. I had picked something different, but we decided as a group that...
Okay.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Exactly.
Week 16, Saturday game, home against the New York Giants.
I got the Vikings.
Yeah.
Me as well.
The Giants just don't have anything on defense that can keep up with this Vikings firepower. Week 17 at Green Bay.
We do indeed.
We already have this as an L.
Bom, bom, bom. And then finishing the year on the road against the Bears. Let me do some math. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins at this point. A win here would give them a decent, basically a guaranteed shot at the playoffs.
This is not going to be the best division.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying they're going to take over the NFC East is the worst division in the NFC.
No, Vikings are going to win against the Bears. And the Bears ain't going to win the division, and the Lions ain't going to win the division.
All right, so we have the Vikings.
Lions might have a chance if the wins to win the division is 9.
10.
They could pull out a miracle.
7. They had 9 before the
I thought you said they had 9 wins.
1, 2, 3, 4,
10
5,
wins too much. The
6,
Lions
7, 8,
9
9
maybe
10,
miracle.
Yeah.
10 not.
But this, not to be that guy, but the Vikings on paper look pretty good every year. I don't think we have a lot of faith in their defense, but Dalvin Cook, can he stay healthy a whole year?
I'm counting 11 wins for the Vikings. Mess something up again.
Get your math right, boys. We got to show the kids how 2 + 2 = 5.
I just want to look at something real quick before we move on to the next.
Yeah, 11.
I was going to say about the Vikings, they could have easily have won like 10, 11 games last year.
Was it their game?
They competed, and they lost a lot of games by close calls. and they were still 8 and whatever. They had 8 wins, didn't they?
I think so. So Dalvin Cook, he's never played a full season. So that's
Yeah,
but that's going to be it. Like if he can't, if he
Pittsburgh
can,
on that hard shoulder was fucking. Woof.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I played him in fantasy that week.
The Vikings were 8 and 9. They lost 3 games, 2 games in overtime. Then they lost by a touchdown against Cleveland, 1 point against Arizona, 4 points against Dallas. They lost by 6 points against San Fran, 2 points against Detroit, 7 points against the Rams, and the one game they got blown out was against Green Bay. They could have easily.
I think having
won
Irv Smith
10 or
healthy
11
this
games.
year is going to be a big difference maker for him because Kirk Cousins likes to have that athletic tight end over the middle.
Irv.
And then when you're a team that has to worry about Dalvin Cook running the ball, Dalvin Cook out of the backfield, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and then Irv Smith is one of the better athletes at tight end in the NFL, and you got to worry about him doing these drags and whatnot or just going down the seam. That's easy money.
And then Conklin too.
Well, Conklin's, man.
Yep.
Yipperini. So let's go to the number 3 team, the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears.
Chi-town.
I can't even find them on my schedule.
Week 1.
All right.
Niners.
Week 1, home against San Francisco. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Week 1, they're going to get lit up.
Poor Justin Fields is going to be running for
I think the 49ers come out, showcase Trey Lance, and it's going to be dunzo.
Agreed.
Hell.
Not that Trey
L
Lance
for
is
love.
that good at first, but they still have their defense. And
Well, I'm just thinking they have all off season to prep for this game. I think they're going to have a lot of stuff already pre-planned. All right, so we have them losing to San Fran week 1. Week 2, they go on the road against the Green Bay Packers
and lose.
We already have that as an L. Week 3, they are home against the Houston Texans, and they're getting a W because the Texans might be the worst team in football in quite some time.
No debate.
Unless Davis Mills is the real deal and he lights up the league. Wouldn't that be a story?
Oh, how it would.
He drops like 30 touchdowns,
It
5
would be a story,
interceptions,
but it ain't gonna
and
happen.
sneaks into the playoffs.
They just lost their first-round pick wide receiver to to battle leukemia, which sucks. High hopes, high spirits on his end.
If Davis Mills leads this team to the playoffs and like makes a decent run in the playoffs,
for sure.
If I were him, I would hold out next year and ask for a Mahomes contract.
It would be an amazing story, but their defense is just like you might as well just put a dumpster out there in the middle of the field and say,
yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna light us up, but one or two of your guys is gonna run into that dumpster.
Yeah.
All right. Week 4 on the road, New York Giants.
I'm gonna give this one an
There's
L.
just a difference between being
I think
a bad team and then being devoid of talent.
You know who the highest paid player is?
Fields,
base salary wise.
He doesn't even want to play there anymore. Doesn't he say he wants out?
Maybe. And Robert Quinn's as old as my something. He was like semi.
Well, when
bust,
you play
wasn't he?
across
and then
from,
he had like a resurgence.
If you look at Robert Quinn. Oh, here's the thing about Robert Quinn, right? He's a defensive MVP player of the year. He had like 18 sacks.
I take that back. He did. He had a decent year. He had okay. I take that back. He wasn't a bust. He had 10.5 sacks, 19 sacks, 10.5 sacks, and then he had 2 bad
Look
years
at
in
Robert.
LA,
Look at Robert Quinn.
or 3 bad years.
When he
with the
has
Rams.
another solid defensive end on the
Went to
other
Miami.
side, he puts up good numbers. When he doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, 18.5 sacks last year, but they ain't got
They
nobody
don't.
else. They still got Eddie Jackson.
That's 2 players.
Raquan Smith.
But the other 9.
Yes.
All right. Week 5 on the
Trying to give them a
road
chance
against Minnesota, and we had them taking an L here.
Yep.
Week 6 home against Washington, and I think we all agree that we have them sneaking out the W. Yeah. Yeah,
should be a L for
Washington's defense alone should
Bears.
be able to win that game. Week 7 on the road against New England, L.
Already decided.
L for love. Week 8
Losers.
on the road against Dallas. We already said we're not going to make. We already said we're not going to have Dallas go 0-17, so that's L. Week 9 against Miami, we have that as
a Miami win.
Excuse me, sorry.
I got to check my chart.
Cool.
Yep.
I'll check mine.
Yep.
Mine's unreliable.
So we have a L there. Week number 10, home against Detroit.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, if anything, 2 bad teams will probably split home and away. Gut feeling.
I think this is a game that Fields and Mooney can at least make some magic happen.
Yeah.
So here's my thought process. I agree. That's my instinct. But the following games, they play the Falcons and the Jets, not to get ahead. They could realistically win all 3 of those. So, like, who do I want them? Who do I think they're going to? They're not. They can't. There's no way.
If it wasn't
the
these
Bears
teams,
win 3 in a row. Like, who could they lose to?
There's a chance. Because the Falcons may just be the worst team in the league this year, besides the Texans.
Well, we already have them losing to the Jets.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide if I want to give them the win against the Lions or not.
I'm giving them the win.
Me too. And then I give them the win next week as well.
Okay. I'll ride with the train of the
All right,
the
so we have them
podcast
beating.
since I'm so undecided.
Yeah.
We had them losing against the Jets.
Difference between bad teams and being devoid of talent. So we have them losing against the Lions. Winning against the Lions, for their second win of the year. Week 11 on the road against the Falcons. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking the Bears. Talk about devoid of talent.
Yeah, the Falcons just don't have a running game.
They have Kyle
I don't
Pitts.
care about.
They also have that rookie
Patterson.
wide receiver.
Yeah, the Kyle Pitts.
Keyword's rookie. Mariota. Or my boy Desmond Ritter.
Who's throwing to him? What's his? Not going to happen this year. I'm just going to give the win to the Bears. It's a coin toss. They mark them
we'll
down.
Give them the win, so they have three wins.
Trash.
And then we have them on the road in Week 12, losing to the Jets. And then we have them home Week 13, losing to the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason, this trash team was given a late season bye. Like, that's a waste. Give that to a team that actually needs a rest.
Agreed.
Then Week 15, home against Philadelphia. A shellacking. Jordan Davis
should be a shellacking.
Chasing around what's his face? Fields all day. All right, Week 16, Buffalo.
We all know this one. It's a loss.
That's a L. That's a fat L. And then I already said I had them splitting, so I already have this as an L to Detroit.
Yeah. And we have them losing already. Just Minnesota.
Yep.
So we have the Bears getting 1, 2, 3 wins. Ugh. Well,
3 wins.
if their GM
Poor guys. Never stood a
plays his
chance.
cards right, they could maybe make something happen. I'm gonna check something real quick. I'm gonna pull up the Bears draft from this past year. Yeah.
The Bears draft.
All right, so just for a
Nobody
little humor
good.
here, the website I was looking at for the Bears schedule was their team website, and instead of having a normal schedule, they have pictures of footballs with the teams drawn on them, right? So that's a decent line, right? But every other team, Buffalo looks okay, but just wait till you see the Eagle.
The hell is that?
This is on the Chicago Bears main website for their schedule.
Who did
This is
that?
how they're showing it. Every other team looks normal. Dude, what if it was a child?
Who drew those? A child?
Because that's a pretty
They
bad
have
G.
to be.
Must have let their fans do it or something.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Oh, what is
Yes, the
that?
Jets.
Whoever drew the Eagles has never seen an eagle in
It
their
looks like
life.
a bird
They
from the
probably
upside
live
down.
in Alaska.
Oh my goodness!
All right. So just for the sake of how bad we have the Bears going, I wanted to look at their past draft. They took Kyler Gordon with their first pick, and he's going to be a hit or miss corner. Yeah, he's really athletic. Well, he's pretty athletic, and he's kind of got some size, but I like him, but I think he's a slot corner to me. Then their second pick, they took Jaquan Brisker, the Penn State safety, but safeties, they're kind of hit or miss. He's a good athlete.
I did like him coming out, but
then pick 3, they took Velus Jones he's a wide receiver out of Tennessee. He's really fast, but limited route tree. And then the next pick, they took a tackle, Braxton Jones, out of Southern Utah.
yes.
And he's a athletic guy. If you look at their picks, they're drafting. They're trying to draft almost the best athlete available, at every position. So I mean that can work out if you make the picks right, but I don't know. They're going to potentially have the number one. Well, they're not going to have the number 1 pick because of the Texans, but they're going to have a top pick. And you can only weather the storm so much with a potential franchise quarterback of Justin Fields, but if they don't turn around quick, he's just going to be a waste. Waste, I tell you. All right, last team of the division.
Disagreements here.
The Detroit Lions. Are you ready? Mind freak.
Don't.
All right.
Are you ready?
Week 1.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Home against the Eagles.
Big fat L.
I'm going to give
Week
the
2.
Lions the loss.
Week 2, home
up against fucking Lions.
Home against Washington.
Actually, wait.
You got the nice sun. You ain't going to Motor City.
All right, week 2, home against Washington.
L for the Lions.
All right.
Yeah.
Week 3, Minnesota. We already have that as an L. Week 4, home against Seattle.
I got him taking this dub.
Yeah, I like where. Well, we don't even know who Seattle's quarterback is going to be. All right,
exactly. That's the biggest factor.
All right, don't we?
Even though Chris Carson's not a factor, he just retired. Penny's not going to do what he did.
All right, week 5, we have them on the road against New England, and we have them. This is L.
Yep.
Then they go a nice early suck bye week. Then week 7 at Dallas Cowboys.
And Cowboys get another win. Oh, let's do it.
Yep. All right, week 8
against
Miami. And we have them losing.
Losing, I believe.
All right, week 9, we have them beating the Packers. Week 10, we have them losing to the Bears with a split. All right, week 11, on the road against the Giants. Detroit versus the Giants.
The Giants that win on this one. But we will know a lot about Daniel Jones and squad by this point.
Trevor, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to give the win to the Lions. We can finish before
All right.
I continue.
Week 12, Thanksgiving.
Giants, Taylor.
I'm kind of on the fence. I think this could be a game that Detroit wins, but the Giants are just a really bad team that do have a lot of talent, and so a team that Detroit that's punching above their weight class. It's just, I think it's close, but I'm not against the Giants winning.
Well, we have to have a sound decision here.
Well, you and Trevor.
I
thought you said
I have the Giants losing.
That's what I'm saying.
Trevor, I thought you said you had the Giants winning.
This is why I asked. So we can split the decision.
All right. I thought you both said, so it didn't matter. I have Detroit winning. So it's W for Detroit.
Buffalo is an L.
That's an L.
Jacksonville, we can talk all day about two shit teams, but why should we?
We picked Detroit.
Yeah, who did we pick for this? I couldn't remember.
All right, week 14.
That's what I thought.
Home against Minnesota. We have Detroit winning.
Mm-hmm.
And then week 15, on the road against New York Jets. And we have them losing this one. Wait. Yep. We have them winning. Nice little win streak for Detroit. All right. Week 16, on the road against Carolina.
I'm giving this one to the Panthers. You know the Panthers.
The Baker trade changed everything, so I'm giving this
exactly.
This is gonna be an L for me.
L for the Lions, yeah. L for Lions.
L for love.
All
right.
Same reasoning.
Yep.
And it's a tough.
Then we have them getting
December away.
We have them beating Chicago, and we have them beating the Packers.
Younger team.
So they get hot. They get real hot. Yeah.
No, we haven't beaten the Packers twice.
I don't think I did.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault because you guys picked them. You guys picked them to split on different. Yeah.
We picked them to split, and then you picked the W on both.
So we have Detroit going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 9.
With the Packers. Something ain't sounding right here.
You hear that? It's the winds of change.
I mean, that would be pretty fun. Listen, Jared Goff could have it. This is what I was thinking. If Jared Goff has a good year, which I think he has, he could do it. They have a decent offensive line.
Michigan.
They
also got wide receiver from Alabama.
Yeah, they signed. They signed.
I'm gonna go over their roster, and I'm trying.
Last year, so it doesn't matter, anyways.
Talk some sense in me.
Jameson Williams.
But yeah, they got
Jared
Jared Goff
we have
should have
him.
fun
We have
with
the Lions
Jameson
getting
Williams
hot at the
if
end of the
he's
year, so
fully
that could be
healthy.
because Jameson
They
Williams turns it on.
Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They got RJ said Aiden Hutchinson, who should be all around decent addition. Might not blow your socks off, but have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Romeo Okwara, if he's healthy this year, might get back to that 10 sack range. Will be a nice pass rush alongside Aiden Hutchinson.
He's okay.
I'm pretty sure Jeff Okudah had a decent year last year.
He has the.
I thought
he didn't have a good year.
Didn't he
Are you sure?
ACL or something?
No.
Thought he showed a little bit of jitspa last year. You're right.
You're just thinking of all the times in Madden that you made him a god.
Obviously, no idea what I'm talking about.
All right, just real quick.
Must have been from the Chies when I made him a perennial All-Pro.
Just pretend it's not the Lions, and then if you listen to the roster, Jared Goff, he's not awful. He should be.
He is what he is.
Yeah, he should be like average. At running back, you have DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. That's not the worst 1-2 punch in the league. At wide receiver, your starting three is Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had a great rookie year.
Showed a lot of flashes last year.
You have DJ Chark. When he's healthy, he is a solid. He is a solid outside threat when he's healthy. Jameson Williams is going to be the game changer if he can get healthy. But then on their bench, they have Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond, who are two good fourth, fifth receivers. Yeah. Exactly. Then they got TJ Hawkinson, who's like a top 6-7 tight end in the league. Then if you look at their O-line, Taylor Decker, Jonah Jackson, Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell. Those are four good offensive linemen. Their right guard is up in the air, but if you have four straight across the board, that's pretty good. Vitae. I don't know enough.
Vitae, he's not bad.
All right, well,
he's a good depth.
All right, then you look at their defense. Okwara, Aiden Hutchinson. At inside D-line, they have Michael Brockers, who's just a big slab of beef.
At this point.
Then they're going to have, rotating around, they're going to have McNeil. I can't pronounce the name. Anuzuriki or whatever it is. That's not terrible. Then linebackers, meh, but who cares about linebackers these days? But then at cornerback, they're not bad. And then Deshaun Elliott and Tracy Walker are okay safeties.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to add this. Jared Goff didn't play bad last year. He had 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He did have 9 fumbles. But he had, with their limited offense, he had his second highest completion percentage of his year. Oh, no. His highest completion percentage of his year. Career.
Yeah, no.
He had a 91 quarterback rating.
I remember in the beginning of this whole podcast,
and he only played in 14 games.
The Lions have a lot to do to get out of the I want to say slump. It's a slump. It's been a 50-year slump, but they did good in the draft. At the end of the season, they showed a lot. The new offensive coordinator really helped out Goff. I'm pretty sure he got promoted halfway up. Now he's their full-time offensive coordinator. I can't remember. He was just like a quarterback's coach at the time. But I think Goff is a lesser Kirk Cousins. You know what he's worth.
Dan Campbell keeps having 20 coffees.
Yeah, because you said he went 19.
Dan Campbell keeps having 20 coffees in the morning. Nothing could stop this team.
20-11 touchdown.
I think
ratio. So if he keeps it like that, maybe a little better.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get north of like 30 touchdowns and keep his
Especially with Jameson
interceptions around
Williams,
10,
he's healthy. Ooh.
that's a win-win.
I think the Lions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if
Yeah, you
Jameson
got-
Williams can bust
Saturday
off a
night,
1,000-yard year, DJ Chark
Trevor
is
Lawrence could've
healthy,
used
and
TJ Hawkinson is going to do his normal stats
Yeah.
over the middle.
Yeah, he's got to stay healthy though. As a DeAndre Swift,
DeAndre
fantasy guy over
Swift
here.
shows some
He's great
stuff.
when he's healthy, but when he's not,
Yeah.
If I was a Detroit fan, I
Yeah.
would be really happy because when we just went down that list of names, it's mostly
It's a
all
solid
young guys.
roster.
It's all young guys.
yeah.
So you just
Probably one
continue
of the youngest rosters in the league.
to draft well, bring in a few free agents, which you got to convince them to come to Detroit. But
The only thing that probably would be upsetting to them is they're going to play themselves out of position to get one
That's a
of
good
them.
point.
Really
make a
good
trade
quarterbacks,
for one of
which
those suckers that you know are going
is
to
like
suck and
the
get their
final
first round
piece.
pick. You got stuff to trade. Package picks
What are you
and
going to trade to them?
Washing machine.
DeAndre Swift. I don't know. I like DeAndre Swift, but running backs are a dime a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Washing machine.
Hey, he was a top PPR back last year.
Well, sounds like we all like them.
Very true. Very true. What was that running back Detroit had like 4 years ago? Do you remember?
Abdullah?
No, they had a. Let me look it up
Yeah,
before we
Abdullah
end the show.
Oblongata.
Lions, 2018.
The West Virginia guy?
Kerryon Johnson.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was such a big fan, and then he got hurt, and then it was like, meh, done.
Oh, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he went to the Eagles and had like a 200-yard
for
game.
him.
Yeah. Let me verify that. That's a memory I have. I hope I'm not wrong, or I'll be a terrible Eagles fan.
1 second.
Just give me 1 second. Hang on, I know I'm not wrong about this. Come on, don't let me be wrong. Don't let me be wrong. Damn it. I don't think he ever played.
Who are you thinking that ran for 200 yards?
We picked up somebody. Hang on, let me check this really quick. I know.
Let me just do Eagles running back 200 yards.
Yeah, he just
There can't be that many.
I swear, who was that
What,
running
Peyton
back
Hillis?
that played for the Browns back in the day? The same time Jamal Charles popped off, but Jamal Charles
Peyton Hillis
continued
had
to
one good
play
year.
Trevor,
well.
the only
but
Eagles
one in
running back to
Cleveland
run
who
for
had the
200
random good year
yards
didn't.
It's just LaShawn McCoy since
No.
like 2000.
Shush, shush, shush. Hang on. What was that running back with Cleveland? He had a really good year.
You are crazy because no Eagles running back as of the last 8 years has ran for over
Hang on,
160 yards.
Okay, maybe it wasn't 200 exactly, but it was a good game. It was a random good game. Hang on. This podcast ain't going to be wrapped up until I wrap this up.
What
Um,
do you mean a random
You guys don't
Browns
remember
running
who
back?
I'm talking about at all?
What did he look like?
what do you mean there's no Cleveland Browns? Hang on now. Hang on. All right, let's see. Hillis.
Okay, but what did he do for the Eagles?
Jerome Harrison. He had 800 yards
For the
and
Eagles?
5
Good numbers for 7
touchdowns
starts.
and only 7 starts in 2009. Now, hang on. He played for Philly. Okay, let's get this down.
How did you go from last year to going back to Jerome Harrison in 2010?
2010. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, he had a brain tumor diagnosis. Sorry. Okay, I'm way off from what I remembered, but he did have a 50-yard touchdown against Washington.
He said someone had a
2010.
200-yard game for the Eagles. Then you realized he didn't even run the ball. Then you went back to 2010 Jerome Harrison, and then you went, yeah, he had a 50-yard touchdown.
Jerome Harrison and what's his name? Who are we talking about? Kerryon Johnson.
This is the biggest reach I've ever seen.
Similar play styles.
We're gonna have to cut these. Just kidding.
Oh, hang on, I'm not done yet. It couldn't have been just a 50-yard touchdown. Fuck it.
I'm sorry.
It's done. I'm sorry, Eagles fans. I failed all of you.
Any parting thoughts?
My memory's not what it once was.
The North will fall.
No. I hope it is a close division like Packers, Vikings, Detroit. That would be fun. It'd be fun. I wouldn't. Yeah.
You know what would be hilarious?
Packers miss the playoffs.
See the
real quick before I get way off topic. If Aaron Rodgers walked into training camp like he did, but he was on the Lions going to their training camp, it would be a completely different vibe. Like, I swear everyone would be cheering for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he walked into their training camp dressed like that.
If Aaron Rodgers was on the Lions?
I can see it.
Yeah, you might be right.
Well, yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers was on the Lions, I would have more faith in the Lions than I do the Packers. That was a stupid statement. We would all agree with that.
Alrighty. I think that's going to do it for the show today.
That's all I got for them.
Episode 21. We're going to be continuing with our NFC schedule breakdowns, going to the NFC East next week. So stay tuned.
Best division football.
We'll see. It'll be an interesting show, so definitely make sure you catch that one. Just want to say thank you to all of our fans and listeners. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, follow us on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram.
And don't forget, we've still got an open prize. What are we calling them?
Giveaway?
What was the one that we? What is it called for the T-shirt winner? Giveaway. We were calling them just giveaways.
No, it's not happening.
Sweepstakes. We still got the sweepstake for RJ's beard shave. That's still open. Also, people, if you start more, if you like and you subscribe and you keep the views coming, you can get nice merchandise like this.
Nice.
Not this one. This one is a company gift. CEO gifted. But more views, more subscribes, more merch, more prizes for y'all. We will. We can't win you over with the content. We will win you over with presents.
Keep it warm. I was just watching this episode of SpongeBob where they shave. I was just watching that episode of SpongeBob where they shave Sandy and use their fur to keep warm in the winter.
No, I'm Dirty Dan. Pinhead alert.
He called Pinhead.
The nuke.
SpongeBob, no! It just
blows up. Well, thank you to all the listeners, and your first-time listener, or you just stumbled upon it. This is No Interference. We are your hosts, Westside, Big Sass, and the Bull. That does it for today, so adios.
Peace.